Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the SquiddKidd Chronicles. Now, just want to throw a heads up. This podcast has video, and I'm going to be putting it on YouTube. So, if YouTube, of course, you can see that, but Spotify, you should be able to see the icon where you can do it on video. But today is the first ever podcast where I actually have a guest. And today I'm joined by the one and only. I'm honored to have him here, Mr. Chris Simcoe from the Pin the Gas podcast, one of the biggest podcasts in the motorsports motorcycle road racing scene for sure.
Thanks, man. It's an honor to be here, bro.
Absolutely. Now, Chris is a good friend of mine, and we've talked for quite a while. And people who usually watch this podcast, like my friends in Ware, or just the track day junkies, I'm sure you know Chris. And he's talked to a bunch of my friends, and I love his podcast. And so I wanted to bring him here because I think we have some great synergy and going to have some good times together. And so, I like to start out to give the spotlight to Chris. Chris, would you love to introduce yourself and what you do, and how you kind of got into a little bit about the motorcycle scene?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Again, Gavin, thank you so much for having me on. It's an absolute honor to be here. Thank you so much for all the love and support to everybody listening to this that does listen to my podcast. Again, it's because of you and Gavin, and everybody else that I'm able to do what I do. So it's nothing but love to each and every single one of you. Yeah, little bit about me. I'm Chris Simcoe. I grew up in the Navy. My dad was a fighter pilot, traveled all over the United States, was constantly moving, fell in love with motorcycles at the age of 3 years old. My dad had a Suzuki GS, whatever it was. I can't remember what it was. Every time my parents went to go look for me, I was outside climbing all over the motorcycle, kept saying, ride, ride, ride. Let's go for a ride. Fast forward, kept moving. First got my street bike in high school. 2 weeks after I got my car license, got my motorcycle license, moved to Phoenix, Arizona for MMI, Motorcycle Mechanics Institute. That's when I got into club racing and track days at uh, Firebird International Raceway. Got my first road racing license in 1999. So I've been in the game a long time. Motorcycles is absolutely amazing. It's one of those things that I feel like when motorcycles choose you, it's a lifestyle. It's all you think about, eat, breathe, and sleep on.
Absolutely.
So I'm fortunate enough to have that and all the beautiful people that I met along the way in this journey. As far as the podcast goes, I still do ride. I got a '03 RC51 for the street. I got a
Okay.
'08 Ducati 1098. 1098 848 for the track. I got a CRF 100. I got my son's got a SSR 110. I got a CRF 50. So yeah, we're family of motorcycles. As far as the podcast goes, it's actually a really funny story, unique in its own way. I had no idea Pin the Gas podcast ever existed. I was friends with a guy named Andy Rowe, still am. He lives in Florida. He made a journey up to Virginia International Raceway for Moto America race weekend. Hit me up, say, "Hey, I'm coming. Let's meet up." We did. During the weekend, he wanted to do an interview of a conversation about MotoGP aerodynamics and tire pressures. After that, he invited me on the podcast. It was just a race review podcast for MotoGP at first. Then it transitioned into, I was like, hey, let's get the riders on. Then we transitioned into getting the riders on. And then eventually, them two decided to choose their own path and go their own way. And I eventually took over the podcast myself, created I didn't create. Big shout out to Rick Glover in Florida. His son Cooper races in SFL Mini. He'll be a future legend of the sport for sure. So his dad actually created the new logo for me and all the colorways. And yeah, man, here I am. It's been a proper mega journey. Something I never thought that I would be doing, to be
I,
honest with you, is podcasting, right? And yes, along the way, I've sat down with many, many legends of the sport. And here I am sitting down with you, Gavin, and it's an absolute honor.
Honored to have you here, and I'm honored to be here as well. But it's funny you say about your logo, which I figured it was made, but I'm gonna dock myself here. But my logo is AI, guys. I'm not a graphic artist, And a lot of people use AI with everything, but when I put that on there, and I'm like, holy cow, that actually looks pretty good. Not gonna lie. And I tweaked it up a little bit in Adobe. I was like, yeah, it's you know definitely make it easier. But I'm telling you, man, I love that. I love the logo, the podcast or Pin the Gas logo, and it's very unique, really.
Yeah, thank you, man. Again, it's all because of big shout out again to Rick Glover. I told him I wanted a new logo, and these are the colors I want, and he sent me several rough drafts, and we narrowed it down, and yeah, here it is. So it's nothing but love to big shout out to Rick Glover again. So yeah, I mean, if you want to, if you're interested in a logo too as well, I can definitely reach out to him and make it happen.
Shoot, I definitely probably need to, honestly. Got to think of some ideas, but yeah, just starting out, so we're getting on out there. But my next segment here, I like to say is Happy New Year, everybody, because this episode is coming out to on Thursday, so New Year's Day, 2026. It's crazy, man. I remember when 2020 just started. Chris, you might have a different feeling about that bit because I've only been in this world for about 20 years. So, but hey,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 2020 was definitely a unique year. I'll say that. It's listen, we're here. We all survived, and you're right, dude. It's hard to believe that 2025 is over. We're getting ready
I
rolling
know.
into 2026. Where does the time go? It feels like I always say the younger we get, the faster the time goes, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's listen, again, it's 2025 was a proper mega year for me and the podcast, and obviously all my friends racing around the world too as well. And you too, Gavin. It's being a podcaster and doing this. A lot of people don't realize it, the commitment and the time it takes to do all these. So big shout out to you, Gavin, for making this happen and doing what you do, giving back to the sport as well. So congratulations to you, my
Thank you,
friend.
sir. Thank you. And
You're
right back
welcome.
to you. I appreciate that respect and a lot more respect to you, my friend, but I appreciate that and I'm very honored. But but 2026, everybody, I mean, I hope you all have a good resolution. I hope you ain't one of them dudes like I joked last episode where like new year, new me, 3 days in the gym, your life's changed. So but or on the motorcycle side, new year, new me. I'm gonna make jump out a novice, and then next thing I know, intermediate ain't for me. I'm gonna just stay here for the next 2 years.
Gavin. So speaking on that point, real quick, this is a conversation I had with Jack and Eli. When is a good time, and when does a novice rider know when is a good time to step up to the next class?
Right.
You know,
Um.
so you being in the position you're in, how do you feel about that?
Well. I feel like it depends on the person, and it's funny you say this because I called my dad this morning. We were talking about this year and just kind of the plan of where, or just where do we go from here financial wise, and and I view it like this. My mindset when I ride and try to race and do all these different things is I always love to push myself. And when I talked to Mr. Josh Hayes, that's what he always told me is that he said real winners, he said they don't settle, they always push. And so ever since he told me that, it made me think, well, a true winner or someone who really wants to get faster and better and wants to exceed the next level, you just have to really, in a safe way, I guess is a weird way to put it, but you have to try to give it all you have. You try to break a little later, get on the throttle faster. You got to do everything better and better and better over time and really, really push yourself. And some people, and they get out there, have fun. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And they want to, settle for what they have. Hey, I love what I'm doing and I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better over time, but it's not going to be as gradual compared to someone who wants to go like this, where this dude just goes like this. And there's nothing wrong with that because everybody wants to ride different and everybody is there to have fun and have a good time. And that's why I mean, it just really depends by perspective and what they want to do with their riding, I guess we'll say career or riding life, their style and all that. So it really goes hand in hand.
No, I absolutely. I feel like there's people out there that are content staying where they are, and they're fine with it. And there's other people in the sport that want to keep pushing themselves and keep pushing the envelope. It's funny you say that 2026 New Year's resolution, right? It's like the stigmata around sponsorship. I call it a friendship, right? Instead
Mhm.
of a sponsorship, it's one of those words that nobody in the game likes to talk about as sponsorships, right? But
Right.
as far as the commitment, the New Year's resolution, my advice to people is always stay true to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. If you want it, you'll go get it. It's as simple as that, right? No excuses. There is no excuses. You want to lose weight, do it. I'm a true testament to that. If you go back through my early days of my podcast, I was a fat dude, man. I weighed 270 pounds. I'm 197 pounds now on a 34-inch waist from a 40. It's all right here,
Congratulations.
dude. Appreciate it,
That's a
man.
big jump.
It is, but again, going back to the New Year's resolution, man, it's how bad do you want it? How
Right, absolutely.
even in road racing, Gavin, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to train to make that next step? How prepared are you to make that jump, right? Again, some people are content to staying where they are, which is fine. Um, I always see that when you push yourself personally, one thing that, and I think I told you this before. One thing that always stuck with me when I book recommendation real quick, David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me.
Mhm.
One thing he didn't tell me personally, but he said in his audiobook was, I want to be uncommon amongst uncommon men. And that really stuck with me. After I heard that, I was like, you know what? I want to apply that to my personal life too as well. Which means I'm gonna make that to make myself better Simcoe, better husband, better dad, better health. But I need to be uncomfortable being uncomfortable in myself getting there. Okay.
Mhm.
Same thing as you waking up every day going to the gym for an hour or 2 hours. Yeah, there's times you wake up, I don't want to go to the gym. I just want to stay in my comfy bed for another 30 minutes or 40 minutes, right? But it's those that make that decision that get up and push themselves a little bit further every day and work at it. They get that self gratification that enables you to say, once you do that, it's all a mental game, right?
Right.
Once you achieve one goal, you can achieve all goals because the sky's the limit. It's up to you to achieve what you want to do, nobody else. So, yeah, people out there that make those commitments, just stick to it, man. Stick on that grind. If you need any help, any conversations along the way to keep you motivated, reach out to me, reach out to Gavin. We will help you along that journey
Absolutely.
because we want to see everybody succeed. That's what it's about, right? So,
And I like to add on to it, and I feel like this applies for everybody. And because my podcast, I try to keep an open mind because I'm trying to get all kinds of different communities involved. From the stuff I love, from of course the motorsports aspect of it. Gaming. People who are very diverse in music. But the whole point is everybody lives different lives, and we all have different goals. But the same saying goes for it all of look at your progress and just see how hard you're working towards it, but don't look, oh, I'm this far from my goal, man. I'm so far away. Don't get discouraged like that. If you get up and do a little bit each day, that's where the progress is. And a lot of people, like the saying is, it's not the destination, it's the journey. People look at the journey getting to the destination where it has shaped them a lot more than actually getting to their goal of what they want to do. So, and I see that a lot.
110%, man. I couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. It's yeah, it all takes dedication. Along with saying that, man, you get up and let's say your goal is to do 10 push-ups. Just start out with one. The next day do two. The next day do three. The next day do four. You just keep it simple, keep that progression going. Next thing you know, you're gonna surpass all your goals and you could be like, man, I feel like $1,000,000, right? But again, it's all Gavin down to the mental state of
Absolutely.
how bad do you want it. So yeah, I'm with it. So again, happy New Year's, everybody.
Yes,
Let's
happy New
go.
Year. And there's a lot to look forward this year, and we'll cover a little bit about it. But first, my friend Chris, would you like to tell? We talked about it a little bit on the phone, but would you like to tell some people how big are you into some video games, man? I heard you like some Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
Let's hear
man.
your stories.
Yeah, I'm a huge gamer. Unfortunately, I don't get a whole lot of time to play, but when I do, let's see, Christmas break, I actually sat down and played and beat the Tomb Raider game. Ah, man, what was it called? Shit, I forget. Sorry, I
There's
don't know.
like 20 of them, so don't
Yeah,
I don't blame you. And they got
uh,
like three more on the way. So
yeah. The newest one that come out in 2018. It was the first time I actually sat down for like 2 days straight almost and played nothing but video games. It was a nice, simple life at the time. Yeah, Assassin's Creed, Tomb Raider. I love, of course, Ride 4, Ride 5,
Mhm.
MotoGP. I like all racing games. Big into, of course, Grand Theft Auto. One of my favorite games that I do like to play, it's a co-op, is Ghost Recon Wildlands, which is a really cool game.
Really?
Yes,
Yes, I know
dude.
what you're talking about. I got Breakpoint, I think is what it is.
Yeah, so the game before that, Wildlands,
Yeah,
dude, it's
Wildland was big.
bro, it's free. Download it. Me and you'll get on there. We'll play it, dude. It's so much fun to play. It's like you dropped off in what is it, Colombia? You want to take down the drug cartel. You can do it in any
Yeah,
order, in any fashion you want to. It's super fun. But yeah, I'm a big gamer. I feel like if you keep a young mindset, you never grow old, right?
absolutely.
You might look in the mirror and might have a little gray like I do right now, right? And all this stuff. But if you stay a little kid at heart and in your mind, I feel like you stay younger for a longer period of a time. And that's my happy place, right?
No,
So
absolutely.
the
My
happy
question is
go
oh,
ahead.
my bad.
No,
Well,
you're good.
I was gonna ask, what do you know what Assassin's Creed you played specifically? Because I know there's
Uh,
a few of them.
Bro, I played and beat every single Assassin's Creed game out there. The
Okay.
only 2 that I have not beaten yet is, Mirage, which I'm almost done with. That come out last year, and then, of
Mhm.
course, the new AC Shadows.
Yep.
I haven't downloaded that because I just don't have the extra $70 to buy a new video game, right? But,
Yeah, I know.
once the price drops next year, of course, I'm gonna get it and play it. I'm big into Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, and stuff like that. So Assassin's Creed is games. They travel to all these different,
Mhm.
continents and mythology, and it's just fun. It's fun to uh get away from the world we live in into a video game world and
Mhm.
just and enjoy it because it's like playing a movie out, right? And to me, honestly, Gavin, to me, single player games, if it's a good story and a good storyline and it grabs you and it keeps you in, man, it's so worth it, right? Another game that I really like is brain fart. I can't believe I'm having a fart. The Last of Us, bro. Have you
Oh,
played
yes.
that?
I played the first one a little bit, but I know what happens in the first and second one, but I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I know it's a good story, but I believe Last of Us is just too overrated. For the time it came out, it was good, but, like, nah, just nowadays, I feel like it's just really overrated, and the TV show, I don't even wanna get started on that. I guess I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because when they usually make a TV show out of a video game, it usually don't end up too well, right? I feel
Yeah.
like as far as us gamers that are into games, when we're into a good game, it's like we the story is so good, and when they come out with a TV show about it, you're like, what is this? This is nothing like
Right.
the video game. So it takes away because they come out with the Assassin's Creed TV series.
I forgot about
Um,
that.
was it 2016? I think it was. It wasn't very good. Yes, I watched it because I'm a fan, but boo, it wasn't good. But yeah, again, video games is something that, yeah, man, it's a way out.
Right, absolutely. You're taking the words from me, and I love that, and you
Yeah.
totally get it. So, no, single player games are always my favorite. And everybody's got something different, and that makes me want to ask: have you ever played God of War? Since you're talking about you love mythologies,
I love God of War. I downloaded beat every single one of them. The one that come out, I want to say 3 years ago. I'm actually
Ragnarok.
yeah, Ragnarok. So I got stuck at this one point, which I need to go back because I got so frustrated I couldn't beat it. I'm like, dude, are you kidding? I went as far as I set it on the easiest mode ever, and I still was getting my butt kicked. I was like, you got to be kidding me. We play the games, we kind of get stuck at this one point. It's funny because
Yep.
you'll leave it, you let it sit, you go back and revisit it, and you'll just absolutely destroy it, right? You're
What
like,
boss
this is
was it,
easy.
or
Um,
enemy? I'm curious.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it, but I remember I'm at this point where she has this like the shield, this lightning bolt, I think it was, and like, dude, she just comes out the gate so strong. I was like, everything I could do, I just kept getting my butt kicked. So I was like, you know what? I'm not
Was
having
it
fun right now.
was it like a green person? You're surrounded by like an ice wall.
It might have been. It's been
Sounds
a
like a
while, Gavin.
berserker. Yeah, well,
It could have been.
I'm gonna have to.
So
I'm gonna have to coach you beat the game because not to brag or nothing, but 100% in both games and beat them on Give Me God of War. And I just did my second playthrough on Ragnarok, and just I mean, I put a lot of time. I probably put it in both games. I probably put about 300 hours,
I
which
love it.
ain't really a bragging right because that shows I don't do nothing else. But man, I've always loved God of War. It got me through COVID for sure, and I was super excited for Ragnarok when it came out. I remember I got my first job or like real job with a corporation like the week it came out, and as soon as I got hired on, I had to take off for God of War Ragnarok coming out because I was so ready to play it. I played it all night and went to bed at 2 a.m. and got up and went to school.
Bro,
So it's so funny.
listen, a funny story. Usually, when a game, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I'm real big into
Yes.
Spartan mythology. So when that game come out, I took 2 days off when that game
Oh,
released, and I
absolutely.
solidly played that game for 2 days. I was so that was to me that's one of the that and Origins Assassin's Creed are the two best stories to me in the whole Assassin's Creed franchise. The third one would be Black Flag.
Hmm.
Which they're getting ready to do another
I've heard about that
remake.
one.
Yep, they're gonna release it, which is a really good game. So yeah, that whole dude, Odyssey, if you haven't played it, absolutely highly recommend to anybody listening to this. You gotta get it and play it. It's absolutely amazing game.
Absolutely. Um, well, we already know the world's going to stand still for GTA 6, and that
That we
comes out in
do.
November. So, like, everybody going to take a week off work probably.
I know I'm gonna take a couple of days off for sure. I've been really looking forward to it. I played obviously all of them. My son's really, looking forward to that game too. So instead of the $70, I'm gonna spend $150 because I gotta buy him one too.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's again, it's one of those games that you get fully immersed in the world. I just hope it's a really good story. That's my
Absolutely.
whole thing. If the story's not that good, I'm just not interested in playing.
I don't know if it'll top Red Dead Redemption 2, but we'll see. I
Dude,
mean,
speaking of that, hands down, in my opinion, one of the best video games ever created. Red Dead 2. If
I
you have
agree.
not played it, listen, you got to go and play it. It is
I
such
know.
a
100%.
oh man, the story just takes you on this roller coaster of emotions, and it's just listen, it's such a good game. And it's funny you said that. Me and my buddy had this conversation not too long ago. We are talking about video games, obviously, and he's like, Rockstar Games, they don't come out with the game, but once every like 10 years. I was like, they don't have to because when they do it, it's such a good story. It's such a long game. You get so lost into it. It's going to take you 10 years to complete the whole game anyway because it's such a
Absolutely.
good game. And Red Dead's one of those games that when you start it to the time you put it down, you're like, holy shit. Like this has been an emotional roller coaster of a ride. It's honestly to me, it's probably the best video game ever being created and put out. Uh, not only because of the story, but the emotions, and it's just one of those lifetime changing games to me for real.
We got to know. So you played God of War 2018, right? With Boy and going to the top of the mountain. You beat all that, right? And enjoyed that story.
I did.
Um, so what's better? I'm just curious. Red Dead Redemption 2 or God of War 2018? Because
I,
2018 was a big, step for the series.
hands down, Red Dead 2, man, for sure. God of War's a good game. Obviously, if you're a God of War fan, yeah, it's mythology. It's this, it's that. But I feel like the world of Red Dead 2, you're fully immersed in it. You got to eat, you got to fish, you got to take
Hmm.
naps, you got to. Yeah, I mean, there's so much that goes into it. It's like a real life saga drama story.
Right.
That if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to survive. It's just it's one of those real deep, in depth. It feels like it shouldn't be a video game,
Right. Absolutely. No, I
you
agree
know.
with you. It's definitely great. But I asked that because I remember when I was a little younger in 2018. There's this award show called the Game Awards. I'm not sure if you ever heard of it, but
Nope.
it's pretty much the Oscars for video games, and it's very hyped up event for us gamers because we like get to see the awards. It's a big show in Los Angeles, and they show new games coming out. And me and my family we get together and watch it all. But in that year, it was a huge, huge battle because there's so many great games that year. Like AAA had, we had Spider Man, we had, of course, Red Dead 2, God of War, Persona 5 was out that year. There was a contender, and we had all kinds of different big, just big name games. And but Red Dead Redemption 2 won a bunch of awards, but then it came down to the game of the year and they suspended it like really well. But actually, God of War won Game of the Year 2018. And so a lot of people argue about that. But I love both games. And Red Dead 2, I agree, has more depth. And just it was a big, more shocker. Like, look, all this stuff. But man, just to me, I really enjoyed God of War 2018 a lot more. I feel like I love the story a lot more. But it's just a personal thing. I'm not knocking Red Dead 2. It's really, I really hate it has to be a comparison. But just personally, man, I just love God of War 2018 so much more. Such an emotional story.
With you saying that, honestly, the story of Red Dead is different. It's more of a, I don't want to say human element, but it takes you on this. Not that God of War didn't on
Mhm.
this, single journey, Blackwater,
Yeah.
all this stuff going on. You gotta pick your own path and choose your own way. Ragnarok really hit home with me because I'm a dad, right? So
Yes.
being a dad and my son being my everything, which is the main reason why I do the podcast. Uh, it it struck a little bit more home with me when it comes to that. Speaking of that, also with the game we talked about earlier with Ella, at the beginning of the first game of the first series where his daughter gets shot and killed, like it actually made me cry. Right, I can't
Yeah, I
believe
think
I'm
his name
saying
was
that.
Sarah, and
Yeah,
that was a crazy,
dude,
like
I was like, bro, like that. It had me from right there because I was emotionally attached because I'm a dad, and I was like, dude, I couldn't imagine, right?
yeah.
But that goes. It says a lot about video games, right? It brings you into this world where you feel like you're the character
Mhm.
and you feel the emotions of what the character is going through. And to me, that's what makes a very good video game.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it's as far as storyline goes, man, it's kind of a toss up, man, because it's again, it's dad losing his daughter, Ragnarok, Kratos growing up, having his son, and kind of letting him go to become a man on his own,
Yeah.
right? So one of the hardest things to me about that story that hits home is being a dad is I realized that one day, all I'm doing is raising my son to one day live without me. How do I cope with that emotionally, right?
Right.
How do I prepare myself for that? But that's why that game hit so hard home for me. But man, the storyline on both of them, I mean, I feel like I'm with you on that. I feel like the game of Red Dead 2 is a lot better than Ragnarok as far as the in-depth of the story and the
Mhm.
gang and the way you could choose your own path and do all these things where Ragnarok was you didn't have it wasn't this open world where you can go anywhere. It took you on the path you needed to be on. But the story was I don't want to say it was better, it was more emotional for me, if that makes
Right.
sense. But yeah, both highly recommend games. If you guys haven't played it, what are you waiting for?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
great
mean,
games, man.
they didn't be on it, but no, yeah, single player, man, I love that talk, and, but well, before we move on to the next segment, I'd like to say one more thing, so what recommendation do you have, I would say, personally for me, since we talked about our game interests, what game would you say I should play that you think I would really enjoy?
Oh man. there there's so many of them out there. If you like co-op games, again, Ghost Recon Wildlands is a really good game. It's one of those games that it's so open world you can do it in any way you want, and
Mhm.
I love the freedom of that. So if you're into that, I recommend that game. Um, again, man, I haven't really played too many games here lately because I've been so busy. But if you haven't got Rod 5 yet, what are you guys doing, man? It's two
Oh,
wheel
yeah.
Gran Turismo on two
Well well,
wheels.
wait, we got Ride 6 coming out in 2 months, shoot, that
I
makes
know.
5, yeah, Ride 6 is where it's at,
Yeah, I mean,
so
obviously, I'm gonna get that game for sure. It's on my wish list. So as soon as it comes out, I'm gonna pre-order it and download it for sure. It's yeah.
well,
As far as go ahead.
the joke is everybody says it won't be good as Ride 3, that's what everybody says is the best in the series, I don't understand how they say that. In my opinion, it was 4, I loved 4.
Yeah, I feel like as far as motorcycle racing games, I think it depends on the person.
Yeah.
I remember when Taurus Trophy come out. that was the original Ride game. It's not made by the people that made Ride 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, but it was the original uh Gran Turismo style motorcycle racing game. So
Hmm.
you could ride old school bikes that had all the US tracks, European tracks. It was just like Gran Turismo, but for motorcycles. Um, yeah, Ride 5 to me is one of the best. Any ride, I don't care what it is. Any motorcycle ride racing game is absolutely
Absolutely.
amazing. Yeah, highly anticipated. Can't wait. I'm not real big into sports games. The only sports games that I play is golf and soccer because I'm a
Yeah.
big soccer fan. A lot of people make fun
Okay.
of me because I'm into soccer, but Inter Miami, let's go, right? We just won the MSL Cup.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man, my man Messi, David Beckman, actually part owner of the team. So yeah, I like soccer. Dude, listen, if you haven't got Ride 5, which I know you do, you play it. You need to get Ghostland, Ghost Recon Wildlands for sure.
Yeah, I
It's a
definitely
great
look
game.
into it. So I'll give you a recommendation. Have you ever heard of a series called Metal Gear?
Metal Gear. Listen, I'm a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater. I played the original. I played all the Metal Gear Solids except for the last one. I think that come out in
The
2017.
Phantom Pain,
The
Metal Gear
Phantom
5.
Pain.
Yeah.
Yes, I did not get that game. I did not download it. That's the only Metal Gear Solid game that I did not beat, but the new Snake Eater is a remake of the original Snake Eater that
Yep.
come out in the 90s, I think, or the early 2000s.
It's the first one in the series, I want to say, Chronicles. Like, you play as the original Snake, and my mom got it for me for Christmas, so I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, I got a lot of my friends in the industry that play. It's on my wish list again. It's once it goes on sale, I'm definitely gonna download it. I beat it multiple times already, the
Mhm.
original. So I know the story. I pretty much know what to expect. But again, it's when they release games like that, it brings you back to your early days of childhood, and it's fun
Absolutely.
to replay. But yes, highly recommended. Metal Gear Solid. If you have not played it, you should do it.
So that brings me to my recommendation. So Hideo Kojima is a creator of Metal Gear, and he's a
Yep.
very funny guy. He makes such good content. He's very, very cultured, and he made a game called Death Stranding. Have you ever heard of it?
My dad is a huge fan of Death Stranding. He's been trying to get me to play the original one. He's actually just almost done with the second one that just come
Hmm.
out not too long ago.
Yep, came out this
Um,
or well this year. Well, last year. We're
Last
on
year,
past
yeah.
it. Yeah, last year, 2025.
So
So
I'm a big fan of Daryl. Obviously, Daryl
yep,
from The Walking Dead. That's not his real name.
Norman Reedus,
Norman Reedus, which is a huge shout out
big
to him.
yeah, big
Big
motorcycle
fan.
fan. By the way, he's a big motorcycle
Huge.
fan.
Yes. Love
I
his
think we need to.
TV show.
I think we need to meet him. I think you need to make that happen. You already
Dude,
met
listen.
Keanu, and he knows Norman. So
Listen, it's definitely on the bucket list. I'd love to sit down with Norman Reedus for sure. Huge fan of The Walking Dead too, as well. So yeah, it's you know, that's one thing that I love about Keanu and Norman Reedus and people like that are high profile legends, household names
mhm,
that they're so big into motorcycle racing too as well, and they give back by having their own shows. Keanu, obviously, with Arch Motorcycles in Moto America, it's
mhm.
yeah, absolutely amazing. But yeah, no. So tell me, is Death Stranding worth playing?
100%. The first one, it came out in 2019. I played it, I think, in 2020. No, I played it before COVID. I remember I played it like when it came out. And I'll give a quick story of why I played it. And I don't really remember the reason why. I think it was because I saw it in a Rick and Morty ad, and I said, you know what, this seems pretty cool with these ghosts. I'm gonna play it, and I absolutely fell in love. And same with you. At the very end, there's a very emotional scene, and I cried to it. And the music is phenomenal. Great music. It's a very chill game. You know, people dogging like, oh, this is walking simulator and blah 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 postman simulator, which to me, I'm like, man, I have a little OCD, so I mean, I love organizing the packages and walking around the map and hearing the music, and it's such a beautiful game. It has such a cool concept with the time fall, with the rain, because I've always been interested in meteorology and the rain coming down and aging what it touches. Like that's such a cool concept. It has a cool world, and you're wondering, what's going on. And I beat the second one about a month ago, and it was really good. And it kind of takes the first one, builds it up, kind of like how God of War Ragnarok did to the first one. You're by yourself, you get a team, and you have a lot more action kind of stuff going on in the second one, and it was really good. But I highly recommend playing the first one because it's such a chill game, such an emotional game, and with your schedule, which I mean, we're all busy, but it'd probably take a little bit to beat it. But it's such a good game, and there's motorcycles in it. Norman Reedus makes that joke, as since he's the main character in the game, why it's so fun is that you get a motorcycle and ride, and even there's in the game there's a motorcycle that says ride with Norman Reedus because there's a TV show they're promoting in the game. And he'd get on it and you'd ride it. And he's like, man, it feels like I'm Norman Reedus on the ride with Norman Reedus. He'd do like a little fourth wall break. So it's always so funny.
Yeah, I've definitely put it on my wish list because I'm pretty sure I got obviously the PlayStation Plus, so I can download a
Yeah.
lot and stream a lot of those games, and that's actually available. So my
Oh, well, there you
dad
go. It's
again,
free.
yeah, dude, he's been talking to me about it. So yeah, it's New Year's Eve tomorrow. 2026 is right around the corner. I have a couple of days off, and yeah, my dad's been talking to me about it since you recommended it to me. I'm going there as soon as this is done and add it to the library and
Absolutely.
yeah, wake up and I'll start my adventure on it. Again, it's when we get into video games, the people that understand it takes us out of our everyday lives and world and we get
Right.
immersed in a really good movie and a story that you control,
Right.
right?
Absolutely.
Um, and that's what I love about it, again. But yeah, thank you. I'm definitely gonna play it.
Absolutely.
Next time we sit down, I'll have beaten it, and I'll give you my thoughts on it for sure.
Right quick, we'll hit another segment. So, what kind of music do you listen to? I'm curious what Mr. Chris Simcoe listens to.
Oh man, listen, it depends on the mood I am, dude. I listen to when I say everything, Gavin, I mean everything. I listen to Young Dolph. I listen to, of course, old
Hmm.
school rap. I listen to Frank Sinatra, Bob
Okay.
Marley, Sublime. I like rock. I like, dude, country. It really depends on the mood I'm in. Right now, let me pull up my phone. One of my favorite artists in the world is Wiz Khalifa. I freaking
Okay.
love
Okay.
Wiz
I see
Khalifa.
you.
That is my dude. I've seen him many times in concerts. He is dude, that in another band that maybe not a lot of people have listened to is called Lettuce. Just like lettuce you eat is lettuce.
Hmm.
It is it's a cover band. They do their own music too, but they do a lot of cover band songs, and it's just man, it's just one of that music that you gotta listen to. It just grabs you and it pulls you in. You're like, dude, this it's just really good music. On my playlist right now, because it's a question I asked right now. I was actually listening to the song that I was just listening to is "Rescue Me" by Jelly Roll.
Okay. Yeah. Jelly Roll's definitely very popular right now. I do like a little bit of Jelly Roll. He's
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
I like his Liar song. Liar. I think that's a pretty good one.
Uh, I had a dog, Charlie. Big shout out to Charlie that passed away not too long ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's absolutely amazing. But Jelly Roll had just released his album, and I didn't even hear it yet. And my buddy was over here, and he's like, "Dude, you heard that new Jelly Roll album?" I was like, "No, not yet, but I want to listen to it." He's like, "Dude, you should pull it up and listen to it." I was like, "Okay." So, dude, I pulled it up, and I'm trying to find the song. The first song that it actually played was I'll find it here in a minute. I'll let you know. It was he's like, dude, I can't believe when you hit shuffle, that's the first song it played. I was like, hey, I mean, it's just meant to be.
Hmm.
Yeah, Jelly Roll's really good. I again, man, it just depends on what mood I'm in and what I want to listen to as far as music goes. I mean,
Absolutely, man. I love to hear that diverse.
yeah,
And
it's
that's me too. But I mean, I love. Well, I kind of sanction with the podcast. I love heavy metal and just rock and roll. I got the guitar on there. I've always loved that. But I mean, I love all kinds. Shoot, my favorite rapper, I'd say, is probably Eazy-E. That's a throwback. I've always loved Eazy-E.
easy.
Style.
I love it, man. Easy's that dude, man, for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Yeah, sorry he passed away in the 90s. It'd be cool if he was still around like Snoop Dogg and all them. Well, shoot, even Biggie, Tupac, they're gone. And then now DMX is gone. And also, oh my goodness, who's the other dude I'm trying to think of? Coolio's gone. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of people gone away. Maybe I
yeah.
can meet Afro Man one day. That'd be pretty funny.
Afro Man, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah, man. That's Box Me Up by Jelly Roll. That's the song that played.
Okay.
Uh right after my dog passed away, my buddy told me about the album. I put it on shuffle, and that's the first song. And he was like, "Holy shit, I can't believe that song." It's like it was meant to be, right?
Right.
It just hit at home for what I was going through at the time. But yeah, again, dude, to me, music is one of those things that if you if you was to ask me if I could just pick one artist to listen to for the rest of my life and no other artist out there, um, I'd have to pick Bob Marley. That would be the only
Okay.
thing I would listen to because he makes songs where you can listen to where you're happy, sad, mad, glad, whatever emotions you're going through. When you listen to it, you can't help but smile. Um,
Right.
yeah, it's just that feel good music. That or Sublime. It would be a toss up, to be honest with you.
Right. All right. So we're gonna play a little game here. And this is gonna be a deep cut for all the motorcycle motorsports enthusiasts, or especially on the motorcycle side. We are gonna create a tier list of I was trying before we got on here, I was trying to think, man, what's just funny, what's not too edgy but funny enough. And I think we're gonna just do this by throwing some good fun shade. So I got it up on my list here that of all these different classic track bikes, or all these different most common ones what I looked up. So I'm gonna name a bike, and Chris here is gonna get from S through F, like S being like absolutely, and F being like nah, you never see that. We're going to do of these bikes, who, if you have this bike, is most likely clapped out. Like, absolutely, you got like a grain of that thing in hopes and prayers. So, and that's that S tier and an F tier. Like, no, if you had this bike, you've thrown, like, for example, let's throw a number like 50 grand to it. This is the most pristine bike. I've never seen a clapped out one of these bikes. So, I think it'd be a little funny. So, first off, we're gonna start pretty easy. We're gonna start with the Yamaha R6. R6 owners, the diehard. This is the best track bike of all time. I need nothing else. I'm gonna go C super stock all the way. Um, how we feel on this, Mr. Chris?
I mean, I think R6 is a great platform. It's one of those bikes that it's a tricky bike because it's such a high revving bike that you almost got to ride it like a two stroke to get the
Mhm.
best out of it. Dude, listen, there's so many R6s out there in the world. 90% of them are clapped out. Let's just be honest, right? Because
Yeah,
they've been used and abused. But I mean, honestly, dude, it's a great platform. I mean, you can't go wrong throwing your leg over an R6 and ripping it up at your local racetrack for sure.
no, absolutely. You feeling let's see, A tier,
Yeah, I'd go A tier
A
on that.
tier,
Yeah.
A tier, A tier. So yeah, S tier. We're gonna give you a little leverage, not S tier. So all right, here's the fun one. We're just gonna throw them all together to save time. Every Gixxer 600, 750, 1000. Gixxer riders, are y'all clapped out, or y'all actually know what you're doing?
The only thing I want to know about the Gixxer riders is when you bought it, did it come with a pair of matching thongs?
Did it come now? Then did it either that, or did it come with a jacket that has a swastika on it?
Dude, right?
Mhm.
Throwback. Yeah, you listened to the podcast. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny as hell.
Listen, dude,
It's either one way or
it was good. I mean, honestly, I've owned several Gixxers, man. Again, it's a great bike to me. It's one of those bikes that it's a really well-rounded package. It don't do everything great, but doesn't do anything super bad. Um, to me, it's below the R6 for sure.
yeah. Well, remember we're reversed. So if we're gonna put it below the R6, I think we should just go ahead and throw. If you own a Gixxer, it's most likely clapped out, like 99.9%
Yeah, there
clapped
you
out,
go, clapped
unless
out.
you're
Yeah,
unless you're Max Van.
dude, or
Be
you
on.
say thing about the DRZ 400 SM, right? Clapped out for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, here's the fun ones, because half of my buddies, I swear, are on this platform, specifically the Suzuki SV650. We talk. Well, Eli used to be on it. I know Woody is. My buddy Trey. Now I got another buddy, Tristan, who's going to start rare this year. He's on S. Everybody on SV650. Man, I just need to just sell my bike, and get on the platform. Everybody I know. It's about to be bigger than the C Superstock at this point.
Right?
So,
Listen again, SV650, man. When it come out, it was such a groundbreaking motorcycle, easy to get on, entry level racing. I mean, look at the history it's had, look at the following it's had. Um, but as we sit here today, 99.9% SV650s is definitely clapped out,
Yep.
100%.
That's only 2 grand.
That's it. That's it. But you know what, dude? For that 2 grand, man, it's one of the best bangs for the buck you're gonna
Absolutely.
have. So, um, highly recommended for sure.
What you thinking? A tier, or S tier?
I'm gonna go A tier.
A tier. All right, we're
Yep.
gonna put it. Man, we're gonna leave the Jixer top. Honestly, S tier should just be Jixer gay. That's the point. Just change everything below. All right, we're gonna put it. We're gonna put it. You want it above or below the R6 for clapped out? Which one do you think's more clapped out? Usually,
uh,
you see
Above.
above. Okay, so SV650. All right, here's another interesting one. Ninja 400.
Ninja 400, man. Where do I begin with this one? You know, again, it's a great bike, great platform. Again, there's so many out there, clapped
Mhm.
out for sure. You'll find some that are still in decent shape for good money. Honestly, if I was going to pick between the SV650 and the Ninja 400, I'd probably go with the Ninja 400.
Okay, so we're gonna throw it, or just for you choose to have one, or you choose which one's like more clapped out.
More clapped out would be SV.
Okay, so we're gonna put Ninja 400 above R6 and below SV.
Yep.
All right, here's an interesting one because I don't see many of these. CBR 600.
Dude, the original F2, F3 model, right? I had one as a
Right.
race bike. Again, one of those bikes you could just, dude, it just did everything so well, but nothing in particular really great. It was one of those bikes you could jump on and be comfortable with right away, just make minute tweaks and you did pretty decent lap times with. But again, it's one of those bikes that yeah, man, it's been around for such a long time. There's so many parts available. It's
Right.
definitely clapped out like a SV, straight up 100%.
Well, from my experience, yeah, I've seen some clapped out ones, but they're not on the level I feel like Jixers in my opinion. So I mean, I don't know what you're feeling. I'm feeling like I'd say like B or C tier here. Like I mean, because you don't see that many of them, and the ones you see them, and they're decent, but they are clapped out. I guess would be the term.
I would say B tier.
B tier. All right, we're
Yeah.
going B tier. All right, here's the interesting one. Yamaha R1, all eras from like I'd say 2000 up. Which I mean, I know the 2000 to '08 or no '07 was a regular inline floor, and then they got into the cross plane what we're in now. So, but we'll just throw them together because I don't see any old R1s racing anyway, which is hard to come by for sure.
Uh, R1's a good bike. Obviously, love the cross plane
For sure.
motor. Such a great motor, great sound. Easy, rider friendly motorcycle. Again, does everything well, but nothing in particular super great. They've been around just like the R6. This is the big brother R6, right? So there's so many of them out there that are definitely clapped out. And they've had their issues along the way too, with broken cranks being brand new from the factory. But all those are just little
Mhm.
teething problems, you have along the way. Man, R1's a great bike. I think that you're not going to go wrong by getting on an R1 for sure. Yeah, I would put it A tier.
A tier.
Yeah.
Where do you want it? Below R6, above R6, like how you want it like that compared to the rest of the ones? Because we right now we got top of A tiers 650, 400, and R6.
I think that it depends on where your skill level's at. Getting on to obviously a 1000, but yeah, I'd put it right there with the R6 for sure.
Okay, we're gonna put below R6
Yeah.
because I mean uh I feel like they're easier to maintain, or not easier, but like more expensive to maintain. So I don't think you want that one clapped out. All
No,
right.
I mean, well, obviously a 1000 is going to be more expensive to maintain because you're going to go through a lot more tires and all that shit
Yeah, no, for
along the
sure.
way. So
100%. No, yeah, that's a given. All right. Last 600, ZX6R.
love it, man. Huge fan of ZX6Rs I've had. Man, I gotta think how many ZX6Rs. I've probably the most bike I've ever owned. To be honest with you, is the
Yeah,
ZX6R. Huge fan. Again, one of those bikes that man, I just Gavin, you've been on. You jump on a bike immediately, it feels like a glove, right? Like this is me.
absolutely.
I'm immediately at home.
Right.
To me, that was always been the ZX6R. I could jump on one, and I felt like this is where I belong. So to me, it's one of the I don't want to say easiest going bikes, but that's just me personally talking. Because I gelled with it for so well. Yeah, man, I would definitely put it above the R1. If my bang for the buck, R6 or ZX6R, I'm rolling with the ZX6R, 100%.
Right. No, yeah, it's funny. My because I've always owned Gixxers, and just I get it from my dad. This tradition, I guess, and I love my Gixxers. But I had a ZX6R for a cheap track bike. I bought it for like $1,500 in Georgia. It's got a crazy story. I told on the Cars and Health Bars podcast. Shout out to them, and just it was funny. The dude bought it off me. I ran barber with it, and it did phenomenal. Threw like a grand into it, sold it for 3 grand. Dude bought it, ran from the cops that day, got arrested, hit a fire hydrant. Pretty funny. Got the video of it still. Is but yeah, it was clapped out. It literally had cardboard on the front end, so you can't tell me it wasn't clapped out. So, but hey, it ran good at barber. That was weight reduction. So,
Right.
so
Yeah, it's a 200-mile-an-hour cardboard. You guys ain't never
dang
heard that
straight.
before.
No, exactly. It's probably rated for that. So, where do you feel like it fits? Above the R1 and below the R6, or you want to go more up for clapped out?
I would go, man. To me, honestly, the ZX6R, my personal experience, has always been one of the friendliest, easiest bike to get on and
Yeah.
gel with and go fast. So I'd put it above everybody else for sure.
All righty. We're gonna put it below R1 for less clapped out. And just for clarification to make sure, so the list, like I said, is reversed. And the reason we're doing this is if you own this bike, you're mostly likely have it clapped out. That's kind of the joke we're doing here. So that's why it's weird. I know to the people listen, we have it reversed. And I wish I figured out pull up here. I'll figure that out one day. All right. Next bike, pretty interesting one. Yamaha R7, which they're new platform. So I really don't understand why you would have this bike clapped out unless you're just wanting for the thing to fall apart on you.
So the original R7 back in 2001 that come out,
Mm-hmm.
dude, dream bike. That bike is absolutely amazing. The new R7, if we're talking about the parallel twin
Yeah,
R7,
that one.
dude, yeah, absolutely clapped out, dude. 110%. Great platform when it come out. That's the type of bike that until you got to a certain speed and certain level, it handled really well. Once you got past that threshold, it had a lot of front end issues and it cost a lot of
Mm-hmm.
money to sort those out. So it's yeah, clapped out for sure.
Like you saying S tier clapped out?
Yeah, man. There's so many of them out there that's just been, yeah,
All right, we
absolutely.
put it. I mean, well, I'll let you do it because you know R7s about more than me because I rarely see them on the track. Besides, well, I mean, I've been to track, I didn't see them, but not like full on race builds. But like, do you think it's more clapped out than the Gixxer?
No, the Gixxer's definitely more clapped out than the
All right,
R7 for
well,
sure.
every Gixxer listener, man, they're about to be fuming listening to this. They already about to be pissed. So, which I
Listen,
mean, you're the butt of the motorcycle community, y'all. I mean, you either street ride, track ride, whatever you do, man. Gixxer's always gonna get hated on. That's
uh,
what's so funny.
yeah, it's funny. Gixxer has that stigmata, but again, man, they're such a great motorcycle. There really is.
Absolutely.
The looks, especially the '96 with that bubble tail on the back,
Yes.
dude, classic, all time classic. Such a beautiful machine. I just feel like as the Gixxer's grown to where it is, man, it just got stagnant and stagnant and stagnant, where nothing really changed. The looks have always been the same. There's not really been any major updates.
Yeah.
But with saying that, Gavin, it's such a great platform just to begin with. Does it really need to be changed that much anyway? Because look, it's still competitive in many
Absolutely.
races now, right? Which speaks volumes of who they are and what the bike's capable of. So
Mm-hmm. Moving on, I guess we're gonna throw them all together. Let's say Ducati Panigale, 899 V2, V4, all that whole platform. And I know they're all different in a way, but we're just to save time, we're gonna throw them all into one. But I don't know why you want to clap out a Ducati, which I don't even know if that's possible because you can try to clap it out and you're still spending $5,000 on one part. So, and he's got a tattoo, so I already know he's about to be biased.
yeah, I mean, my love for Ducatis, man, go back to me. My dad was still in the military, and we come out the commissary, and the dude had one, and I was like, "What is that?" He's like, "That's a Ducati. That's the Ferrari of motorcycles. You got to be rich to own one." I said, "One day I'm gonna own one, right? I've owned 7 of them so far, so It's been a dream, and to me, there's nothing in the world is as beautiful as a duck, man. The sound, the
Right.
style,
No, they
just
do look so
you know,
good.
they're nothing but love, dude. I can't say one negative thing about a Ducati. 110%.
Well, what I'll say is, yeah, I want to say the same thing. Oh, I like to own one day, but now I want to say, well, I want to be comfortable enough in life where I can work on it and not worry about buying the parts for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you compare that to the modern sports bike, there's really no difference in price. I mean, everything's so expensive now.
Yeah, true. That
It's
is
it's not like it used to be, but you're right. Back in the day, yeah, Ducatis were the Ferrari motorcycles. They were more expensive. The parts were more expensive. The maintenance was every 6,000
mhm,
miles instead of every 16,000 miles. And yeah, but again, it's that stigmata. It's owning a piece of history, really.
absolutely.
And I've owned from 748s, 996s, 1098s, 848. So I've been around. Um, to me, my favorite bike to this day that I've personally owned would either be my 996 or my 1098 that I had for sure.
Absolutely.
Um,
I rode a V4 one time on the street, and it was very comfortable. It had a lot of, yeah, that torquey power, man, was crazy,
I
especially
wasn't a
in,
huge fan of the 1299 though. Um,
yeah.
it's just the way it's something about the way it just set was just
Mhm.
Ducati orthodox kind
It
of
was
way.
definitely different though. It's definitely a different bike though when I rode it compared
Yeah.
to what I'm normal used to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you wanna clap out a Ducati, but, yeah, man, they're, you see them though. You will come across some clapped out Ducatis, man, and you're
I mean, I'd
thinking
say
this
if it's like a small percent, I'd say we go D tier then.
110% D tier.
So we're gonna do Ducati Panigales. Awesome. So moving on, I really don't know if I want to branch these off or put them on two. Um, let's do the CBR 1000, which I've only seen like two race bikes of the CBR 1000, which I know you've been around the world a lot longer, but just like seeing the whole scene. But it's hard for me to find these really. Not gonna lie, because usually the 1000 platform, everybody running A is always Gixxer 1000s, some Ducatis, Ninja 1000s, of course R1s. You see a little bit of all that, and barely any Honda Reds, man.
Yeah, Honda, again, can't say nothing wrong about a Honda. Great motorcycles, the 1000s are good. I remember, was it '04 they come out with the new CBR 1000R with the undertail exhaust,
Oh yes,
which was absolutely amazing looking machine. Great bikes, never really that good of a platform when it come to road racing, especially in America or overseas. It did win some races. You step up to the newer models, especially now. I like to call it like the Pirates, right? The CBR
right,
1000 RRRR, right?
yeah,
Again, a beautiful machine. They stepped up their game with a lot of contingency money. So a lot of people's been switching to the Honda. Dude, it's a great bike. I feel like nowadays, Gavin, all the bikes, I don't care if it's a 600 or 1000, whatever, dude, they're so close in performance. It's basically, dude, pick your poison. You want a blue one, you
exactly,
want a red one, you want a black one, you want an orange one. They're all basically equal. Some
right,
do something a little bit better than the others. Some the clip-ons are stock wider than others. It just depends on what suits your personality and what suits you the best. But dude, CBRs are one of those bikes 1000 has been around for so dude, they're definitely so clapped out. Dude, you can find CBR 1000s cheap as you know what, as cheap as the
right,
SV 650. Who knows what's been done to it, how many miles is on it, and you still fire it up and it
right.
runs every single
How
time.
about I mean, what tier we thinking?
Man, I would put that honestly, dude, I'd put it in the same tier as Gixxers just because they've been
All
around
right,
so long.
we're going S tier, above the
Yeah,
R7 or below the Gixxer.
dude, above the R7 for
All
sure.
right. You want to go ahead and put the ZX10 up there, the Ninja 1000? You got any argument for that wanting to be lower, or should it be an S tier as well?
Man, I think the ZX10 is one of those bikes that, again, it's a beautiful machine, but they've had iterations of it where it hadn't really been successful uh, as other bikes have been in the series. I feel like um, as much as I really like Kawasaki, man, I'm gonna have to put it down there in the lower tier for sure, just because who's winning on the ZX-10R?
Yeah. So for clapped out, we're gonna put it. How about B tier below the CBR 600?
It works for me.
All right, Ninja 1000. I still call it a Ninja 1000. That's what I grew up knowing it as. ZX-10R's crazy name.
Or as on my European free say, the ZX-10R.
ZX.
The
That's a new
ZX.
one. It sounds like you're trying to say Xanax.
Well, out there in the UK, in Europe, it's ZED, ZX,
Okay,
10R, ZX6R. So that's
that's
how,
cool. Well,
yeah.
shoot, they got the. Didn't they make a 25 or a 250? Didn't they make a Ninja 250? Or am I thinking of Yamaha? Like, who made somewhere? It's not. We don't have them here in America, but they're out around the world. Where it's like an inline four 250.
Yeah, well, they made a parallel to 250 Ninja back in the day, but man, the Europeans they always get all the cool bikes, right? They got
Yeah.
the 252 stroke Kawasaki's. I mean, it's yeah, it's with Europe, it's definitely they have all the cooler bikes.
Hmm.
But yeah, Kawasaki 250 for sure.
All right, we got two more small platforms. Yamaha R3. How clapped out are we?
Man, Yamaha R3 to me is one of the best bang for the bucks again
Absolutely.
that you can buy out there. It's one of those bikes that people have been racing for since the R3s come out. It's such a good platform. They're still racing. They have an R3 Cup over there in the world, right? And it's there for a
Absolutely.
reason because it's such a great platform. It's such a great bike. Yeah, dude, there's so many around. Again, it is a clapped out motorcycle that because it's such a good platform. You can pick one up cheap, go out there and have fun and get those lap times down because you'll learn a
I
lot.
agree.
I'm
No,
a huge fan of the small bikes for sure.
my buddy had an R3, and I took it out for about a week and street rode it and hit the mountains near me. And just man, it's really fun. It's a lot different because you have to change your riding style because you're like, oh man, I can just hold the thing wide open through the corner. It feels like at this point compared to my super sport class. But I mean, it's fun. I love it. But I hate how I feel. I'm a tall guy. I'm like 6'3", 200 pounds, and I'm like flicking the bike left, and it's clearly not set up for my weight. And the rear end's like whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, whoa, now I ain't trying to high side from terrible suspension, but because the dude he rides is like 120 pounds, so like he's a little B dude, and he definitely rides the heck out of that thing. It's so funny.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
how we gonna rank it?
Man, again, it's one of those bikes, such a good platform, but there's so many that's clapped out. Let's put it in
Hey,
the B tier for sure.
B tier,
Yep.
top of B tier,
Yeah, top of B tier.
top of B tier. All right, KTM RC 390, and same with the Duke 390. I say we'll throw them in together.
Uh, my thoughts and opinions on the KTM, man. When it first came out, it was absolutely a great bike. It ran into a lot of head gasket problems on that bike, so it was one of those bikes you bought. You're probably gonna have to rebuild the top end several times because of the issue they had. Once they sorted it out, I mean, it's a decent bike. Again, dude, honestly, I just how do I want to say this? I don't think necessarily it's a great platform as far as racing. When it come out, it was super popular. It did kind of flood the market there for a minute because Moto America had that KTM RC390 Cup. But since then, where they been, right?
Yeah,
So nowhere. So to me, it's really one of those bikes that's kind of on the bottom of the list, right? It's one of those fish you put in your fish tank to clean all the sludge off the off the glass, right? It's one of those.
well, we're gonna put it below. Would you think it'd be fair since if it's a bomb platform and they're usually not really well? I mean, I guess clapped out be a term, but you usually kind of just would you say they kind of break on themselves sometimes if they have just issues like that? Shouldn't we just put it up in S tier, like below the
Yeah,
R7?
yeah, I think that it's just one of those bikes that has just some teething problems that come along with it
Hmm.
naturally that they never kind of sorted out. I haven't personally owned one and rode one, but I have friends that had them, and every time it's blowing up, they need to do head work
Yeah,
or whatever it is. So yeah, it's if I had four thumbs down, I'd give it four thumbs down, but I don't. I just got two, so there it is. I
yeah. There
did
you
bring
go.
the rain on that though. Look at that. Yeah,
I
there
know.
it
Yeah,
is.
I don't know. I don't know how I can do that. Can I do that?
Yeah,
Am
you
I,
should be able to. You in StreamYard, dude. You should be able to make a heart emoji and do the hearts and all that.
oh,
Yeah.
I might have to pay for that. I'm broke.
Nah, yeah.
All right, next platform RS660 Classic Moto America Twins Dreamer bike.
Dude, listen, bang for the buck, dude. Everybody's winning on. Look at my boy Demario, right? Like, yeah, RS660, dude. Absolutely proper mega platform.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely up there with the top dogs for sure.
How are we feeling for clapped out though? You don't really seem clapped out, or
Dude, honestly, not really. I haven't really seen too many clapped out RS660s, to be honest with you.
well, shoot, we'll put it D tier. We'll put D tier above Ducati. How's that sound?
Yeah,
All right, RS660. All right, we're getting near the list, which is good. Just depends because some of these are platforms I never really see, so I'm kind of just skipping over. Like ain't nobody doing the 650 and then just 650 or Honda CBR 500R, maybe track ride, but like I don't know if they're building a full on like platform race bike with it.
yeah.
Um, but I think we'll another one we could get into. Here we go. GSX 8R, new platform last year, and we have a few people maybe listening who are on these bikes, so we'll try not to make you mad. Um, But I mean, it's I love the platform. Not gonna lie. I mean, like I told you, I'm a big Suzuki Gixxer fan, which, in my opinion, I don't think it counts as a Gixxer, but it's leaning towards the right way, and I feel like it was built to contend in the Moto America Twins Cup because they saw, hey, all they got's the R7 and RS660. Why don't we throw our hat in the ring, making a pretty cool street bike that can be a cool track bike with some different changes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, listen, I think it's a great platform. I think it's when they come out, they hit the nail on the head with that bike. Yeah, super competitive, rider friendly. All my friends that race it, my buddy Matthew Chapin,
Mhm.
absolutely loves it. Yeah, dude, it's a great bike.
Okay, 8R. We put it top or mid D tier. It's below RS60, above Ducati Panigale for your sanity. All right, here we got the interesting one. I saved for best, one of the best for last. BMW S1000. Is this bike overrated and clapped out, or is it actually a good machine? Are we about to piss off Chris Durbin and every BMW rider here, or what?
Big shout out to my boy Durbin,
I love Durbin, man. He's
Jason
freaking awesome.
Waters, dude, everybody on the BMW. I think that, man, to me, BMW is such a beautiful machine. I think it's just got such a narrow window of setup. Once you're in that window, it's absolutely proper mega. If you're outside that window, you're not going nowhere. It's a finicky bike, man. I think it's one of those bikes that you really got to know what you're doing to get the best out of. Kind of like a Ducati, right? Like Ducati used to be that little window of operation when she was in it. It was absolutely amazing. But I feel like since the V4 come out, they made some changes that the window's wider as far as
Hmm.
setup goes, so it's more rider friendly user. Where the BMW is more of a narrower window, so you work harder to get the best out of it. But once you reach that happy medium, it's one of the best bikes out there on the grid. But with me saying that, not having ever ridden one in anger, but just from my friends' feedback, like Durbin and everybody else, I just think it's one of those bikes that's really difficult to get right and set up properly to get the best out of it versus like the GSXR 1000 that's been around for so long that it's easy to gel with and get along. Great bike. I just think it's one of those bikes you got to really have patience with and find the true
Right.
set to get the best out of it.
Where are you feeling? I'm feeling. I'd say C tier. I'll give it a little benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you on that because it
BMW.
is a great weapon. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, they're good. They're very nice at a gas station too. If you want to take pictures.
Facts, right? Especially at Bucky's next to Bucky, right?
Hey, there's a Bucky's right beside Barber's, so now I see the correlation.
Absolutely, I love it.
Oh God. We got a wild card section, which I mean we some of these were covered, but KTM 1290 Super Duke. Like let's just say the whole Super Duke platform. 1290. I got a buddy on one of those. Duke 990, 690, all of them. Let's say the whole Duke platform.
Huge fan of the 1290, 1390. It's always been one of my dream bikes as far as a Street Fighter bike goes. I think when they come out with that bike, that's one of the bikes that KTM did absolutely everything right on. They got
Hmm.
everything right on it. To me, again, it's one of the best bangs for the bucks. KTM has its own stigmata, issues like Ducati and everybody else. I feel like, dude, I'm a fan of KTM. I love the orange. I love that they're different than everybody else. The way they approach things. Um, but as far as the RC 390 and 1290, 1390, 990, all of them, right? The
Mhm.
1190, they're great bikes. I actually rode my buddy had an 1190 RC, and dude, it's weird when you sat on it because it was different, but it was one of those bikes like a Honda, man. It was just so easy to ride and get along
Right.
with and feel confidence inspiring when you really wasn't pushing it. It just gave you that confidence to be like, oh, I can definitely push this and feel comfortable doing it. Where you get on some bikes and you get on it and it's sketchy and it's skirmy and you're just like, I just ain't feeling it right without
Right.
major changes to make it suit you. Um, Great bikes, man. I mean, bang for the buck, dude. You can't beat a 1290 Super Duke R. You really
Absolutely.
can't.
Where you feeling with the Duke platform?
Um, it's kind of tricky because it can go both ways.
Right. No, I
Um,
agree. You could see them really nice or really clapped out, which is hard to do because
I feel like honestly, with KTM owners, you're not going to get as so many clapped out ones as you are Gixxers and Hondas. Let's just be
yeah.
honest. So
So we could
love
do.
that.
I mean, if you feel like it's with the RS660 and 8R, we could do D tier, or if you think even better, we can go all the way to F and be like, ain't really gonna find them clapped out.
Uh, yeah, I honestly, I'd put the 1290s and stuff like that along with the Ducatis. We're not going to find too many clapped out because people that buy those bikes, they take care of them. They don't, even when they race them, they're
Hmm.
still highly maintained and loved. So
Right. Um, I guess we got two more. Aprilia RSV4.
love it. Man, again, another one of those platforms that are proper mega. I feel like there's certain models that are clapped out and certain models that aren't. And the only reason why I say that is because nobody races them in the world but club racing. And even
Right.
then, there's very few that are racing them in club racing.
Exactly.
So it's one of those bikes that you don't see at the racetrack hardly ever at all. So it's just the people that buy them and ride them on the street. And we all know street squids clap out their shit. But there's
Yep.
also people that buy them that really take care of them. So to me, it's like those are one of those bikes, kind of like Ducati, it's 50-50. You got bikes, people that buy them, that love them, that maintain them, that ride the shit out of them, that really take care of them. Then you got people that buy them because of what they are and they just rag the you know what out of them and they are what they are. So
Yep. I'm the king of squids, so that's why I say so. Street squids, man, you ain't got nothing on me. Just let y'all know.
I love it.
Um,
Uh,
we're gonna put it. We're gonna put it. I'd say below the BMW
yeah, for sure.
RSV4. And I guess we'll do this as a whole because shout out my buddy Brian Smith. I know it's on this platform and a few others who also use it for training. Supermoto, all Supermotos, CRF 450, KX 450, RMZ 450, all that stuff. YZ
I'm
450.
listen, I'm gonna go on and say right now, none of those supermotos you just said have hold a candlelight to the Aprilia SXV 550 or 450, hands down. To me, it's the best supermoto ever created or built. I was the owner of a XSV 550, and
Hmm.
to this day, what a machine, bro! Like that bike was just so absolutely insane, confident, inspiring. High maintenance. If you don't have a lot of money, don't buy that bike.
Yeah.
Um, Clapped out, absolutely 110% for sure.
S tier.
Yeah, dude, it's one of those bikes that you find it's probably going to be a pile of turd because people ride the shit out of them and put them away wet. And a lot of them, honestly, they're such a high maintenance bike. If you don't do the proper maintenance on them, it's just going to be a pile of shit, dude. Just be
Hmm.
honest. So when they first come out, they used orange sealant. It was prone to failure, so they recalled them. They replaced all the orange sealant with black sealant, which solved the problem. But that bike, every 2,500 miles, you had to do a valve adjustment. In order to do a valve adjustment, you had to pull the motor out of the frame. Dude, it was just every 4,800 miles, you had to do a complete engine rebuild, which was like 8 grand. Dude, it was just one of those super expensive, high maintenance motorcycles. But dude, when you got on that thing and you twisted that throttle,
Oh yeah.
dude, there was, dude, you're talking about a supermoto, a V twin that was, what was it, like 200 and it was like 300 pounds wet, made 70 plus horsepower. It was ridiculous, dude. Just absolutely a nutter.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was, uh, honestly, to this day, the most miles for smiles I've ever had on two wheels.
Hmm. So we're putting all supermotos. So S tier, what do you think? Above the RC 390, R7, CBR?
Man, as far as supermotos go, man, it's just one of those bikes that they're just so much fun, and there's so many clapped out supermotos out there. Let's just be honest. So yeah, it's got to be up there with the Gixxers and all that for sure.
All right. Well, we're gonna put it above the CBR 600, or not 600, 1000. All supermotos. Gixxer remains supreme for the most
Gixxer.
clapped out. At least it's good at something. All right.
That's hilarious.
That's it. So here is the final readout. Okay. So S tier for, and this is in the order for what we put it. So S tier, king of the clacked out bikes is the Gixxer platform. Second, we got Supermotos, CBR 1000, R7, KTM RC 390. A tier, so these SV 650, Ninja 400, R6, R1, ZX6R. So, a little bit there. B tier, so we're like, you see pretty good amount clapped out, but still great bikes always. R3, CBR 600, and then Ninja 1000. C tier, BMW S1000 and RSV4, little fours with each other. And D tier, like, these are, you really barely see these clapped out. RS660, GSX8R, KTM Duke, all variants, and then the Ducati Panigale, all variants. So I think that's a good list. Now to round it all up, I would like an opinion from Chris because I feel like this is a good question. So all these bikes and just kind of all this stuff you've lived through and all this that you've seen, what do you think is the best bike? Like, let's say we're talking to the news who want to get the track, or maybe even street bike. You're wanting to start. What's the best bike you could learn on? Which, I mean, I know it's such a common question, and you got so many different opinions, but I feel like we have a little good qualification to talk about. What would be if you had to buy one bike just to learn everything on your track or street? What's the best one you can get on?
Man, what a great question. I feel like first and foremost, honestly, I'm a huge fan of the small bikes. You cannot
Mhm.
go wrong with a 300 or 400. It's going to teach you so much about riding, so much about just the way the bike works, the way it handles corner speed, rolling speed, drafting. It don't make enough power to get its own weight out of a paper bag, but it teaches you racecraft, right?
Right.
In order to progress, that's really what you want. Dude, base bang for the buck. I tell you, dude, get your 400 straight up, dude. Forget the R1, forget the Panigale, forget the V4s. You don't need the $6,000 exhaust. You don't
Right.
need none of that. You need a 300 or 400. Go out there and learn. Take coaching,
Absolutely.
have fun, get those smiles in. And once you can ride the out of that 300 to its full potential, then make that next transition up. But bang for the buck, dude. Hey, I'm a huge fan of it's so much funner to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Do you prefer the R3 or Ninja 400 if you had to pick one?
Oh, man, dude. R3.
R3. There it is, locked in. R3. Um, and last question is we'll have a little SquiddKidd twist on it. So, always taking everything into account, what do you believe is the most overrated track bike / race bike ever? It can be just the bike itself or the people who ride it.
Man, again, what a great question. Most overrated race bike ever, man. I mean, it's got to be the GSXR. Straight up, dude. I mean, I knew you was gonna say that, Gavin. But listen, dude. It's such a great platform. It's been around for such a long time. There's so many people that ride them and race them, and there's a reason for that because it's a
I know
great
I'm
bike.
playing.
Yeah, I
So
mean, it really is. It's yeah, Gixxer for sure.
Now, I like to clear something up so for people listening or watching. So the Jigsaw platform I always find so funny is, in my opinion, and everybody is going to have different opinions about it. I get it, but in my opinion, I feel like the Jigsaw is the best platform. Like just brand, I think they do so well, and there's some that say do better, but I think they do it so well because it has such a good performance. And from my experience, they're super cheap to work on. They're super simple to work on. It's everything easy. Did not mean to do that. They're super easy to work on, but the rep they get it is just so funny. Now, I've only met one dude down in Pensacola who absolutely despises Jixers. He hates everything I just said. But other than that, I've never met anyone who actually hates Jixers. It's just been a joke. And to my knowledge, my dad told me from the 2000s, there used to be a term called Jixer squids, which now it's just called squids. But it originally came from Jixers because, on the TJU forum the other day, someone was posting about, I want to be, what's it called, a Star Boy? That was a
Yep.
classic DVD back in the day my dad had. And you notice all these guys are on Suzuki Jixers or even Bandits, Katanas. I mean,
CBR 1000. I mean, what
yes,
900
yes.
RRs? Yeah.
Whatever was cheapest, but mostly it was Jixers, and just the crackhead, punked out, Limp Biscuit looking dudes, doing this, and they were good at it too. Not gonna lie, yeah, they screwed up a lot of time and got some road rash, but man, they lived that stunt life, man. It's a lot different back in the day. And that's what they're just the term, the punk rock dudes and people having a good time. I mean, that's what I'm all about, man. I miss that bike life, and just but I think that's where it all comes from is just, that kind of a joke that every time every Jigsaw clapped out. But you see some nice ones. There's definitely some nice ones that are out, but it's funny that either it's clapped out or completely to the T, race ready. I swear to God, they just only have like a little bit difference in performance is what's so funny when you compare it on the track. It's what's so funny about it.
It is.
But I think that'll do it for us for the Squid Kid Chronicles today. Big shout out to Mr. Chris Simcoe for joining us. We had a great time together today. Chris, why don't you tell where they can find you, your socials? The Pin the Gas podcast for one. It's definitely where you can find them on Spotify and all platforms. I want to say.
Yeah, man. Listen, again, first and foremost, honored to be on here. Thank you so much, Gavin. Can't wait for the next time for me to sit down and collab again. Looking forward to having you on my podcast too, as well. As far as I go, listen, I'm everywhere. All you got to do is put in Chris Simcoe on social medias or Pin the Gas, and you will find me everywhere. Everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, iHeart. You name it, I'm there. So yeah, just put in Chris Simcoe or Pin the Gas podcast, and you will find me everywhere. And I appreciate all the love and support. If you guys have not had a chance, please go hit that like and subscribe button, all that good stuff. And
Absolutely.
yeah, man, let's go.
Absolutely, man. It was a pleasure. Um, and once again, follow them on all platforms. Thank you for joining us for the special episode of the Squid Kid Chronicles.
I
We'll
love
catch
it.
you. We'll catch you, Squid guys, on out of here. See ya.
Deuces.